Hey, welcome back to the Ping Pong Flick Show. My name is Chris Wong. A couple interesting things are happening in the DCEU. A lot of it's probably rumor mill at this point because Warner Brothers is really tight-lipped about their projects, which is a great thing actually, so we don't hear all this other stuff. But there are also rumors going out. And one of the first ones is interesting because this is coming out of IMDB.com. People are looking into this and wondering what is going on with these credited casts that are on IMDb. Now, I don't know how accurate IMDb is, but it is interesting to say the least. It's not some popular actresses per se, but on credit, we of course have Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn. And then we have Peyton Elizabeth Lee, this person right here, because Cassandra Cain rumored. But then this one is not rumored and is actually just listed as the person playing Helena Bertinelli, Huntress. Her name is Francesca Ruscio. So that is really interesting. Not sure if any of these are true. Ruscio is known for a reporter in a movie called Made in Chinatown. So not much there, which is kind of cool that it's an unknown actress per se, an unknown actress. The other person, Peyton Elizabeth Lee, she is in other things. She's in Andy Mack, I guess is a Disney show. I guess she's a Disney girl. Yeah. She was also a friend of Asher Angel in Getaway, Shameless, and all these other things. She was also in Scandal. So very relatively out of the Starlight per se, and so that is interesting to have those characters. Usually when you see like rumors and stuff like that, you see like people people who are out in the limelight, who are out there and says, hey, that's Huntress, like all the short list of actors and actresses of famous people that we've been getting about the different Birds of Prey characters. Well, this is on IMDb right now, so take whatever you will. I mean, it's interesting, and I'm expecting to see some kind of activity in terms of getting people together, because they're literally, if all goes well, they're supposed to start shooting early next year, and so I think it's about time we're starting to get actresses. But of course, none of this is confirmed. But it's interesting that it's on IMDb, and the media outlets are semi-reporting on this. The other things they're reporting on, which is really weird. Okay, first of all, I want to get this one out of the way. Okay, so rumors that DC Films producer wanted Mark Wahlberg for Green Lantern. Remember this picture? I think Dave the Film Junkie had done this months ago, and he says, "Oh look, they're going to make Mark Wahlberg Green Lantern, right? Because of that picture, he's doing this." And apparently, according to Mario Robles, if Roven had his way, Marky Mark would have recited the oath, but his days of influence in DCU are over. So that isn't an option anymore. So that's kind of old news anyway, right? I mean, there's no big deal. Well, yeah, Mark Wahlberg could have been rumored to be Green Lantern. Dave had talked about, even joked about that a while back, but it's picking up now for some reason. And the other thing that's also picking up again is because of a celebrity rumor site from Crazy Days and Nights states that Tom Cruise was in talks to star as the lead Green Lantern Hal Jordan, but with one major caveat. The rumor states that the character was going to be killed off in the script, but that Cruise would not take the role unless that was changed. The item originally ran in March of this year without Cruise's name or without Green Lantern mentioned, and now the site just revealed that information. So we've had that rumor a long time ago. I mean, it was months ago. It was like originally in March, where Christopher McQuarrie was talking to join the film. We were talking about an older Hal Jordan and Tom Cruise. I had a video about that. So this new news is old news, is old news, new news. You know, it's all part of that rumor mill from back then. It's just a little small bit about the script that was inserted in that it brought this up to the attention again. And you know what? If they are going with an older Hal Jordan, I think Tom Cruise would be pretty good. A lot of people are like, Tom Cruise, he had his chance with Iron Man, but he didn't, go there. But I really think if you watch the last Mission Impossible or any of the Mission Impossibles, he is still a relevant actor. He is still an action hero star, and he can still do it being over 50 years old. Right? I think he's over 50 years old. And I really think he can still nail an older Hal Jordan. If that is the route that they're going to go with. If that's not the route we're going to go with, we don't know. Because right now, Jeff Johns is still working on the script. So who knows what is going down with that. But is going to have Green Lantern Corps. And according to Mad Ghost Productions, the script does contain Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart. And so that is really, really interesting to see if Warner Brothers is going to go down that route or have Jeff Johns change the script in any case. But we're looking forward to see what's going to happen with Green Lantern Corps. I am all for Christopher McQuarrie being involved in that. That would be quite awesome. And if he can have Tom Cruise in there, hey, Henry Cavill, I worked with you. You know, I hear you're Superman. You know, put that in there. It's going to be all galactic and stuff. Have Superman help out. I don't know, something like that. That would be really cool and really interesting, and I'm really looking forward to that. So it's still released the Snyder Cut. We've got that posting date list for the Snail Mail campaign. Of course, not yet, but today's the 15th. By the time, I know the 13th had happened. So China, Nigeria, Cameroon, rest of Africa would have sent it out already. And then on the 17th of August is France, Spain, Turkey, and Egypt, followed by on the 19th, Australia, Sri Lanka, New Zealand, South Africa. Then everybody else pretty much after that. I'm still August 22nd. So I'm waiting for that. And of course, the last one to be is California because, Burbank's right there. So all these mail letters are going to go out. I just want to shout out real second because all this really, I don't think it all started with the comic movie Marked where they had a video about the Donner Cut and how they had a snail mail campaign. But of course, with Fiona's influence in Vinaldo 7, they got to spread out a little bit more, which is cool. It's a combined effort for everyone to do this, and it'll be great things. Hopefully great things will come out of it. Hopefully we'll get an official response, just like how we got the official response from Warner Brothers back in the Donner Cut days. Now, I know a lot of you are asking whether you believe him or not. Lord Paulus Cobris has connected with me. He told me I can share these few things. Please take this with a huge grain of salt, as it's his source. I don't know him personally. You don't know him personally. Maybe. I don't know if you do. But he does post in my comments. He says some interesting things, and I'm really only reading this. I'm giving him the spotlight in this video because you want to know. You guys told me you guys want to know what he says. So this is your chance for the people who are interested to know what he has to say, whether it's true or not. Some of the questions were answered by him. I asked him what some of you guys were thinking about. So the first thing I wanted to think about is that several of you have already asked me what happened at Snyder. What's the Snyder Cut was supposed to be announced at San Diego Comic-Con. According to Lord Paulus Cobris' source, was that it was. Yeah, it was supposed to be there. Here, let me try to see if we can. Okay, so he did say that Snyder was going to do an appearance in San Diego Comic-Con, but the advance of the Wall Street Journal article messed up everything. It was going to create too much waves, and some nasty questions were going to be made to him and Hamada, so it was canceled at last minute and given priority to their other projects. That's according to Paulus's source. Okay, so that's what he says. I have had other people who have sources, wherever those sources, I don't know who, but I've heard that it wasn't planned for that. I don't know if it would happen at the 11th hour or things like that, but that is really unfortunate. And I kind of feel crappy about that because like you already know, I had added words to that Wall Street Journal article. Of course, a lot of people say it's not my fault, but I just had that in the back of my mind that did I helping messing up that. But anyway, so apparently, according to the source, he was supposed to have done the San Diego Comic-Con. That's why all the hinting and stuff like that. And it never happened. So they're gonna wait a little while. That means it's still gonna happen. So this is the last update that his sources told him, is that Warner Bros. And DC are yet to receive the finished cut by Snyder. And they're playing an idea of a window of release from October to November. Another thing that people must understand, that Walter Hamada is aware of the Snyder movement, so I think the Snail Mail campaign will be a big difference to that, to get it before the limelight, to actually have Walter see that these are physical people and not just Twitter bots or virtual people online. So I think this is a great thing for that. So again, take all that with a huge grain of salt. I'm not saying I don't trust Lord Paulus or trust him. This is just his words that people on my channel want to know about. They want to hear from him, so I'm giving him the opportunity to speak. Of course, this is a written interview. He declined an actual audio or video podcast. So I'm just reading several things that he confirmed that I can share with you guys, and for that matter. There's this other thing that's interesting. He said he can confirm that there are several Snyder cuts. At least 3 were made. The first one that was shown to Warner Brothers, the second one that was revised by Joss Whedon, and the third that have been the work since end of January. This last cut is made from the first cut material that will feature some footage we have already seen on the Whedon cut with new score, new color grading, and then we will have the original material inserted. The order of events is different. The motivations are different. Even the lines are different. It will follow up on what happened on to the BVS. So that's kind of like what we're expecting, that it's going to be a completely different story. I'm sweating so hot here in Hawaii. But it's going to be completely different, and of course we're expecting some of that stuff, but that what gets me excited. If it's true, that would get me excited, because we'll be definitely seeing a whole new different type of movie, right? Now, something in Zack Snyder's vision, and like he says, it's a follow-up to BVS, a much more connected follow-up to BVS than what we've really gotten in the theaters. So someone also asked me to ask him about Ben Affleck staying as Batman. He has checked with his sources more close to the project. Nothing has changed since his last report on Batman. Ben Affleck is still attached to the project. It's still going on the Batman for Matt Reeves film. This part's interesting. There's going to be no dual Batman characters like I thought. Ben Affleck will do both present and past appearances on the movie. And this is kind of like where it gets really, that's kind of expensive. But the de-aging software VFX enhances his face, and the rest will be done using a stunt and head replacement and close-up shots of Batman in suit. The lower face chin part, they'll be using Weta digital software for the effects. So that's what his sources is saying. Of course, he says this might change in the future if something eventually happened in project. So anyway, it could all change, really, if any of this is true. So that's what you guys wanted me to ask Lord Paulus, and that's what I got from his little, I don't want to say interview, but it was just bouncing back and forth in emails, and me just asking if I can share this and this and that. And so those are the parts that he said I could share. Take whatever you will, you believe him or not believe him, whatever. I just wanted to share with you because you guys asked. And so that is it. That's pretty much it. So be prepared for the Snail Mail campaign. For the dates here, again, August 17th is France, Spain, Turkey, Egypt, Europe, guys. And then August 19th, Australia, Sri Lanka, New Zealand, and South Africa. So all around the world, guys, send in those letters straight to Walter Hamada. I know Comic Movie Marks actually suggested we send several, like Kevin Tsujihara, Walter Hamada, and Toby Emmerich, something like that. That's kind of cool as well. If you guys have time to make multiple letters, that's great. But anyway, I think for this campaign, they want to send it to Walter Hamada. So let's see that going. I can't wait to get mine out, and then my wife has hers, she has her letter, and then maybe we'll have the kids draw some stuff and send that one too. So the idea is that in California, Walter Amato will come to work. He's got his Starbucks coffee. He's sitting down. He's like, "What is all this?" And he's swimming in mail, and everything has the Snyder cut all over the place. I don't know if that's gonna happen, but that'd be really cool and great if someone could get a picture of that. That'd be awesome. All right, guys. Well, that is it for tonight. Thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.